comes a day in every designer's life when they just need to get out there. And this is the day for me. Actually, 3 days. It was 3 days, but just for convenience, I'm just gonna put it together as one day where I spent the day with researching, just getting inspiration, looking for fabrics and things like that. And I wanted to invite you to spend the day with me. And our first stop is King's Cross St Pancras in London, because I wanted to go to the Central St Martin's Library. I used to be a UAL student 100 years ago, and I loved the CSM Library. I mean, it's just full of reference books and everything else that you can imagine is huge. And I love it. And actually, you can make an appointment there as a visitor. So the plan for the day was that I just wanted to get inspired. I didn't have a plan, basically. I just wanted to look at things and see what is out there and what's available. I just grabbed a bunch of books, basically, and I just started to flip them through. Sometimes it's just good to think outside of a certain place, because you might start a project and you start your research with really refined subjects, and you are brainstorming problems and prompts. But this time I was just like, I just need to see things. I don't know what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for anything. I'm just here to get inspired, and I just wanted to look at some images and see where it takes me. And of course, when you are researching, it's not, it's not ideal to only look at fashion, but today that's all I had time for. So I was just looking for fashion references, exploring some silhouettes, maybe some nice finishes I see, maybe some nice drapes and constructions I would see, so things like that. I would normally also look at some architecture, furniture design, paintings, and some other things as well. But today we're just going to look at fashion. One of the books I was particularly interested in was this book about Toledo's work. Otherwise, this book is quite pricey. She is most known for her interesting experimental cut of garments. The book features a lot of diagrams of these patterns of the designs, which is quite interesting to see. I love the cut of this top, for example, like something that would be interesting to try. If you look at the curve, how the curve goes on the sleeve, and it's also like an interesting detail here with the gusset. Also look at this coat. I love this coat. Please note how it folds back and it's just like it doubles. Yeah, I love it. So the next thing I grabbed was this book about V&A, because again, this book also included a lot of pattern diagrams that I could look at. And by the way, if you want to get your hands on this book, it costs so much. So V&A was known for interesting cuts of garments, especially bias cut dresses. Let's look at this one, for example. It has the full image of the pattern and how it should look like, with clear instructions on the other side. So you can actually go ahead and just make this dress yourself at home, and hopefully it will turn out really beautiful. I mean, I personally think this is like one of the best ways to learn to really look at the patterns of these existing garments, and just look at it and be like, okay, that's interesting. Maybe next time I'm gonna try something similar with my design. So the next stop was Oxford Circus, because I wanted to look at some trimmings and some fabric options. So I was heading to MacCulloch Wallis. They do have a great variety of fabrics, but mainly they are great for, interlining, fusing, shoulder pads, but also a beautiful selection of trimmings. I was just browsing through the whole shop, just taking pictures of things that I might find useful in the future, or maybe a trim would inspire one of my designs. They also have all kinds of bindings, strings, ropes, buckles, zippers, and the list goes on. Seriously, whatever you would need. I just loved this little flower trim. So it was really cute. And then I was heading to Berwick Street. Back in my student days, there were more fabric shops here, but they already closed, or they moved some other places. Right now I was heading to Misan Fabrics. So Misan used to have 3 shops on this street, but now they expanded one of their shops to house all of their fabrics in one place, which I think is just more convenient anyway. They have a huge variety from tailoring to special fabrics. I did collect a few swatches here. I really liked this fabric with the crinkles and this oily shine to it. It was actually driving my later fabric swatches as well that I collected later in the day. Quite like this palette that I collected, and I already had some design ideas with it as well. So my next stop was Goldhawk Road in Shepherd's Bush. This is one of the must-stop places for fabric shopping in London. There are so many fabric shops here. I didn't have time to go into a lot of them this day, but I love one of the shops a little further down the road called Goldhawk Fabrics. They have a section with all of their fabric selection that you can browse through and do the swatches for yourself, which is super convenient. And I found some similar fabrics to the ones that I saw in Misan. I love these fabrics. I just love how super fine to the touch they are, and just this oily shine to it. I think it's just really nice, and they're just they feel quite soft as well. I already had some ideas for this, so I sketched a few. Let me know what you think. Hopefully I'll get to make some of these in one of my next videos. Right, also I visited the Misan outlet here, which is where they sell their end-of-the-roll fabrics and a lot of remnants. They have a remnant section upstairs for a good price. I almost always buy something here. I did actually buy some fabric here for one of my upcoming videos as well. Right, next we're heading to the Victoria and Albert Museum to see the Naomi exhibition. This was a celebration of Naomi Campbell's extraordinary career in fashion. There were a lot of looks exhibited that she wore over the years from great designers. The exhibition is still on and is going to be on until April 2025. So if you have the chance, just go and see. I think it's a great opportunity to see these dresses up close. I mean, I personally loved to see this beautiful Drape Yuji Yamamoto coat up close as well, and also this really cool Vivienne Westwood number. I was also super excited to see this dress from Sarah Burton's last show with McQueen. This dress is fully embellished with bugle beads, meticulously planned and arranged bugle beads. It's always great to see these super luxurious garments so up close, because then you understand them. It's one thing to see something on a picture or a video, but then you see it up close and then you will understand how it works, and you discover elements that otherwise would not be seen.